Hello class, today we are working on day 4 of our Rats Around Us book. So we are going to be reading pages 16 to 19. As you can see, it's going to be about life cycle, and it looks like another topic is rat habitat. After we finish today, I will have a math problem for you to solve. And that math problem, once you solve it, is going to tell you something about the rat population and how quickly it can grow. Don't worry, it's math that you're able to do. All right, let's go ahead and read. So, starting out, it says life cycle. Rats are amazing reproducers, starting young and having many litters throughout their lives. Females, or does, are ready to mate when they are only 11 years old and have about 60 to 70 babies a year. Males, or bucks, have to wait a little longer because they grow more slowly in colonies where there are dominant alpha rats. The bucks do not hang around after mating, but leave the doe to build a nest and prepare for her pups, or babies. Okay, well that's interesting. So the males are called bucks, and the females are called does. Is there another animal that you know of that refers to males as bucks and females as does? Rat's nest. Does build a nest from pieces of cloth, newspaper, and other soft materials. About 21 days after mating, does give birth. Most litters include about 7 pups, but some may be as large as 12. After giving birth, the doe licks her pups clean. The pups are very tiny, about the size of a jelly bean. Their eyes and ears are sealed shut, so they cannot see or hear. They are also born without hair, so they must snuggle close to their mother to keep warm. So we can see a picture of that up here. These are rat pups. Rat pups are born hairless, and they must stay close to their mother for warmth. So we can kind of see them all laying in a little pile there. And this is by the time the pups are 1 week old, their eyes are open and their bodies are covered in soft fur. So they change a lot in 1 week. Okay, up here at the top of page 17, we have a rat life cycle. Can you think of any other cycles that we've studied? Let's go ahead and see how this works. So it says we have it starting at mating and conception, or you can start at any point really. It says rats are not full grown until they are 3 months old. Until then, their head and feet are too big for their body. At 3 weeks, pups are fully weaned, which means they no longer suckle and they eat only solid food. So that means they're no longer depending on their mom for milk. Now they are ready to leave the nest. So we go up this way. And then we get up here to a mature rat, where it says most rats live for only 1 or 2 years until they are killed by a predator, an illness, or an accident. We can see that if that rat lives, then the cycle would start all over again. That's creepy. Hairless rats. The reason why there are so many species of rats is because they have so many babies, and because they do not have the same partners for life. Breeding with multiple partners allows for mutations in the gene pool. In other words, weird or interesting adaptations can happen in rats' biology that give them special characteristics. Hairless rats are the result of a gene mutation. These rats have no fur or whiskers. Hairless rats make excellent research subjects because they are prone to various cancers, and their lack of fur make it easier for scientists to study tumors. So if a scientist were using hairless rats in an experiment, would they all need to be about the same? Let's check out rat habitat. Rats live in colonies of up to several hundred rats. They sleep together, often in a pile known as a rat heap. The rats groom by nibbling each other's fur. Together, they find new places to eat, sleep, and breed, whether it is behind the subway tracks, under a house, or in a riverbank. Hey neighbor! Rats like to live in underground tunnels called burrows, which they make themselves. They start by digging a hole up to 18 inches deep. They stuff the main chamber with nesting materials such as rags or newspapers. A system of tunnels connects several burrows so that neighboring rats can visit each other. As the rat colony grows, more tunnels are added to the system. Individual chambers are for nesting, feeding, and sleeping. Each sleeping chamber is usually big enough for only one rat. They lie in their nests with soft, insulated material to keep warm. Every rat's nest is designed with an escape route or a bolt hole. This hole is often covered with leaves or newspaper so that predators cannot see it. If a predator enters the burrow, rats can scurry to safety out of their bolt holes. And then we'll see a picture here, but I'm going to come back to the picture because I think they're going to tell us more about it on the next page. So home sweet home. Rats are experts at finding homes. As long as they can find water and food, they can live just about anywhere. Garden sheds, bird feeders, even garbage bins. They thrive in forests, warehouses, and shipping docks. They burrow under sidewalks and into office walls. In the desert, pack rats build their nest in cacti, which protect them from the harsh heat of the sun and cold nighttime temperatures. Rats mark their territory with their urine. Rat colonies have their own group smell, so rats from other colonies instantly know when they have reached the borders of enemy territory. Why would rats from two different colonies be enemies? Okay, this shows a picture of the stick nest rat found on an island off the coast of Australia. It's making a nest by piling sticks up to 5 feet high. Here's a crawly fact for you. And this is going to go back to our picture at the top. So reincarnated rats. Karni Mata Temple in Rajasthan, India is home to more than 4,000 rats. The Hindu worshippers who come to pray at the temple believe that the rats are the reincarnated souls of saints. Every night, ceremonial drums and bells sound as a priest presents a dish of rice to the rats. When the swarming rats have almost finished their meal, the priest retrieves the dish and passes it among the worshippers, who eat a few grains of rice each. The rats are thought to be so special that if a person accidentally steps on a rat and kills it, they must pay the rat's weight in gold or silver. So let's check out the picture up here. So here's a picture of this. Temple rats in Rajasthan, India are fed milk from pans and are allowed to just run the temple. They get to go wherever they want in there. So you can see them feeding out of this pan of milk. And then they're given that rice to eat. And then after the rice is eaten, the people that are worshiping eat out of the same bowl. What do you think? Would you be willing to eat out of the same bowl that you knew a rat was just eating out of? Okay, so now that we're done with that section, we will be turning to into our language usage. But before we go, I have one last question for you to answer, and you will need probably a piece of scratch paper to do this. But in our book, if I backed up a little bit, it said that, oops, let's see if we can find it. I'm looking for how often. Okay, so it gave us this information here that says after mating, so we're thinking mom and dad get together, about 21 days later, they give birth. And most litters end up having about 7 pups. So let's go with that number. After giving birth, the pups, of course, will grow up, but mom and dad can have another set of pups in another 21 days if they wanted to. So let's think that through. What I want to know is how many pups could they have after 84 days? And then what would be the total number of rats then that would be in a house if you started out with 2 that mated and then they continued to have pups for 84 days? How many mice is that total, or how many rats is that total? Go ahead and figure that out and show me what you think. Okay, that was a lot. So right now, go ahead and end this video, and you will need to open up the second video so that way we can work through our language usage and writing piece. We'll see you over there.